Hello there. Today I'm going to be talking about trenches and fortifications of the American Civil War. I'll be including things such as what made them necessary, different types of earthworks and how they were constructed, as well as the overall cost that they had on the war and eventually the world. First, I'm going to talk about what made trenches and fortifications necessary in the first place. There's traces of fortifications being used all the way back throughout history as means to defend an army that was being attacked or sieged. At the beginning of the Civil War, both sides were using regular Napoleonic tactics, where both sides were in lines. However, during the American Civil War, new weapons were used, such as rifled muskets and rifled artillery, along with rapid fire and repeating weapons, such as the carbines and Henry rifles and the Gatling gun. All of these made the battlefield a lot more deadly place, and soon soldiers learned that if they weren't in a hole or behind a tree, they were dead. And so the soldiers began instructing earthworks. This led to, by the campaigns of 1864, if soldiers weren't on the march, they'd start digging in. They'd throw up some protection, logs, dirt, whatever, to get them defended from enemy rounds. Now I'm going to talk about the different types of earthworks that you'd find during the American Civil War. A simple fortification would just be like a simple trench, or even just a big pile of rocks or dirt. Or more commonly, they just use sticks or logs. These would be not permanent at all and would just be there to stop one attack or so. As things became far more permanent, the earthworks got far more elaborate. And soldiers began to construct things such as lunettes, which were usually half circles that would be part of a larger line that could hold some artillery and some infantry. If the next size up would be a redan, which could be either a larger half circle or a triangle, and also be part of a larger line. A great example of this is the 3rd Louisiana Redan at Vicksburg. The next size up from this would be a redoubt or a fort. This would usually be completely enclosed on all sides and would sometimes be part of a larger line, but many times would just stand alone to defend some key location. All these systems had very similar means of defense, usually big piles of dirt, some ditches in the ground, and headlogs on top of it, which allowed soldiers to fire under them and would protect their head. The soldiers wouldn't only want to work on the fortifications themselves, they'd also work ahead, creating a field of fire, creating large open spaces, and putting pointed sticks and obstructions in the way of the attacking enemy. This could include abatis and or chevauderies. The geography also mattered a lot when constructing earthworks. They wouldn't just be going to create them in a valley or in some flat area. They'd want to put it on some sort of hill or rise in the ground. This would allow for a lot better field of fire. The cost of trench warfare led to a lot less frontal attacks done by both sides. The soldiers and generals quickly learned that a frontal attack on earthworks was bound to fail, as shown by Ulysses S. Grant's failed attack at Cold Harbor in June of 1864. Trench warfare would go to change the course of history, as the American Civil War would be a quick preview of the Western Front in World War I. Overall, fortifications, which were created by soldiers as a result to new weaponry, were a very important part of the American Civil War. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.